Hi friends, I'm so excited to go along on this adventure with you today. First, we're going to hear all about the different ways you can use STEM in your career from our friends at National Grid. Then we'll get our hands dirty with Mr. Dan as he walks us through a STEM activity.
My name is Warren Bipper. I am the Chief Fleet Technician. So I come into work and generally there's a list of preventative maintenance or things that need to be done on a monthly basis to the fleet of vehicles that we have. And along with also customer driver complaints, the things that need to be repaired. And we kind of divide up the work and take care of it. My favorite part is when I have a complex issue that keeps coming back and it allows me to kind of get to know the machine and how it operates better, and then finally figuring out what the issue is and repairing it. Yeah, so there's a ton of troubleshooting involved, and it's not uncommon to get your hands dirty as far as getting right into the situation and getting to the bottom of what the issue is so that you can fix it. I grew up on a farm, so when I grew up I wanted to be a farmer. So as I got older, working on the farm, there's a lot of heavy machines, so we had a mechanic, so I took a big interest in that and ended up helping him, and kind of spawned into me taking over all the machines and fixing them once he got older and moved out. I decided I was going to go to Clarkson University for mechanical engineering. I went there for one semester, decided that it wasn't really my bag to design things. I wanted to work with my hands, and I ended up finishing the semester and then enrolled in Alfred State for heavy truck and diesel program. So yeah, my family's farm purchased a tractor that had a blown up engine, and I had just graduated from college learning how to fix heavy machinery. So I was able to totally rebuild the engine for the farm at a low cost. And I guess the coolest part about that was once we rebuilt the whole entire engine, and then that first initial fire up, and then it took off and ran, and it was just awesome. I had to make some deciding as far as which way I was going to go with my career and ultimately my life's direction. So I've been lucky enough to try a bunch of different things growing up, and I failed at some. Not a bad thing to fail because it just kind of points you in the right direction of where you need to go. As long as you enjoy doing what you do, and it's not failing because you're just learning.
That was so exciting. Now we're going to hear from Mr. Dan, who has a super STEM activity for us to follow along with.
Hi, I'm Mr. Dan from Explore More at the Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Children's Museum. And every third Saturday, we have an event called STEM Saturday, which is powered by National Grid, where we fill the museum full of different science activities. And today, I'm going to show off one of them. We're going to be building our own flashlights. And this isn't just a regular old flashlight that you can find at home. This is a flashlight made out of a popsicle stick. So for this activity, you're going to need aluminum foil, a popsicle stick, a binder clip, an LED, which is a light emitting diode, a battery, just like this, a smaller battery, and then tape. So what we're going to start with is our tin foil. So usually what I do is I get a piece about this size and I'm going to start folding it down so it's nice and flat. We almost want it to look like a stick of gum. So it's going to look about this flat, and I'm probably going to rip it. And then I'll fold it over just a little bit more. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this on our popsicle stick. So you're going to line them up, and this one is just a little bit too long. So I'm just going to rip the end just a little bit. And then one more thing that we have to do is we want a little space at the bottom of our popsicle stick. So I'm going to rip off just a little more of the foil, because you want about a thumb's length of empty space at the very bottom of your craft stick. Then I'll tape this on. So I'll get my tape, and I'm going to tape the foil right in the middle. It's going to look just like this. Tape it down. And next, I'm going to repeat that same process. So I'm going to get my foil, I'm gonna fold it, gonna make it look like a little stick of gum. So I'll rip it. And then I'll make sure that it fits. Fold it up, make it look nice. I'll line it up, and I'm going to do the same thing. I want to make sure that there's a little edge at the bottom and a little space at the top. So that looks perfect. So I'm going to tape this side down. And then another thing, when we're working on these, we want to make sure the foil isn't touching on either side. So when you look, you want to make sure this side is empty and there's no foil touching, and then this side is empty with no foil touching. Because what we're doing is we're building a basic circuit. So then I'm going to grab my battery. I'm going to make a little tape ball. So for my tape balls, I just form a little ball like that. So I roll the tape on top of each other, and I'm going to put the tape at the very bottom of my craft stick. And I'm going to take my light, or my battery, and I'm going to put my battery just at the very edge of the craft stick. So it's going to touch a little of the tin foil and a little of the tape. Next, I'm going to grab my binder clip. I'm going to open it just like this. And then I'm going to slide it right over the edge, but I want to make sure that it's touching the tin foil and the binder clip. So I got to make sure this fits. So I just got to adjust mine just a little bit, and that will happen. So that way, it's perfect now. So when I close the binder clip, it should close on top of the battery just like this. And for our last step, we're going to grab our LED and we're going to slide it over the popsicle stick in between the foil. So I like to pull the foil back just a little bit, and then I'm going to slide my LED right in there. So once your LED's on the top of your flashlight, I'm going to close the switch at the very bottom, and your light turns on. And to make sure the light stays on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little piece of tape just at the very top, just to hold the light, just like this, and it works. So if your flashlight doesn't work, there's a few things you could do. It could be your battery's facing the wrong way. So I have the positive side facing up, and it works. But if your light doesn't turn on right away, what you could do is just take the battery off, flip it over, stick it back on your piece of tape, and so it's not working this time. So now I'll just flip it back, and then our flashlight works. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Well, friends, I don't know about you, but I sure learned a lot. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Keep learning and stay curious.